National Enquirer stuff here.
Oh, that was fun though.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we're going to
Lauren's
go
in here.
live
Don't
here.
say nothing about him. Don't say nothing about Lauren.
Marcus,
Yeah, he's on.
we need a little sound check here.
Do we need? Are we ready for a sound check, Ron?
No, well, I hit the live button, but
Well, checkmate, King 2. This is White Rook over.
we got you, White Rick.
I hear.
The combat starts at 9 o'clock, or Rap Patrol.
Combat. Yeah.
Well, what was better, Combat or Rap Patrol?
Oh, Combat was better. Rap Patrol was good, but Combat was the one, man. That was.
I agree.
Vic Morrow. Oh yeah.
Yep.
The good old days. I still not live here in this.
Oh, I am, Ron. We're live. They're listening to us right now. Everybody's saying, "What are you guys doing?" You're just sitting.
Actually, it never popped up live yet. Oh, now it is.
Yeah, you probably hear the double. You probably hear the double sound. Okay, here we go. We have a late arrival to the cast here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we were wondering.
Welcome, DeMarco. Fashionably late, huh? We have a late arrival.
Yeah, I made it. No, I told you the Twins started baseball and they have games. Both of them have games on Monday nights.
That's all right.
I just came from a baseball game myself.
Yeah.
That's all right. Well, are you ready? Everybody's ready?
No.
Get the hair right. Get the hair and makeup right.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Welcome into DroneNation for April 15th, 2024. I believe it's tax day. Did everybody write their check to the IRS today? DeMarco, you send the check in?
Yeah.
Oh no, you got a bunch of kids. You get back. Yeah.
Auto deduct for me, Ron.
I got my refund already. Refund, excuse me.
They just take it right out of the checking account.
Yeah. Marcus is writing that big check to Uncle Sam today.
Yeah. Me and Mark Cuban. Did you see Mark Cuban's post?
288 million.
Yeah.
Did he really? Oh wow.
How'd you like to write that check, Johnny?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little beyond my check account right there, I think.
Yeah.
You might bounce. It might bounce.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Hey, Ron, can I answer John Coopy in the chat?
Go ahead. You answer Mr. John Coopy.
John, yes, the cellophane is still on there. Man, I don't want to spoil it. It just looks so good, nice and
I like
new.
that shine, Marcus. I got that shine.
Yeah, it's got the shine. Why would I take the cellophane off?
Johnny, would you show him your shine behind you?
Well, yeah, but that's an extra one there. I got to send this one back. This is just it's homesteading tonight and probably tomorrow until I get my shipping label back from.
We're going to tell that story a little bit later on too, Johnny, because the same thing happened to me before. But listen, folks, got
to get serious.
Big show here tonight, but I do want to shout out. We got a special birthday tonight. Johnny's 13-year-old granddaughter Lainey had a birthday just on Friday. They had cake and ice cream for her. It was quite the affair, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, and actually had some normal singing this time. You know, no crazy singing.
Well, that's good. I bet you can remember when she was just a little thing not that long ago.
I can. Unfortunately, every time they turn a birthday, you know, someone else is getting a little older, you know, but hey.
That's a good thing, Johnny.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ron, let's give a shout out to Scott Nadeau too. He's going through cancer treatment right now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Our good friend Scott. Okay.
Yeah, brother,
also prayers to Scott.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay. Jump right into the news here tonight. Now I know everybody's coming here for the Avata 2 talk, and we will do the Avata 2. We will do a little bit of a South Florida Drone Meet wrap up here. But we want to get to a couple quick hitters here first, because we go away for just a week or so, and all drones start getting released and announced and whatever. So a lot's happening, and I want to start off with the drone that got us all started a few years ago in this show. Hubsan, you remember our good friends over at Hubsan. They have released a new enterprise level drone. This is a direct quote from Hubsan. Meet Hubsan Enterprise Series Firefly drone with thermal camera and 60-minute max flight time. Now I have put a link in the description here to see the YouTube promo video on this. I've gone over to Hubsan's website, and of course, if you come from the U.S., you can't see the pricing or the release date or whatever. All you can see is the information. So if you can spoof it to come from another country, maybe you can get the pricing on it. But I'll throw it out to the panel here. Anybody else hear anything about this drone yet or have any thoughts on it?
You know, let me say, as you know, Ron, I've reviewed a lot of Hubsan drones, but this is something that doesn't interest me at all. Those commercial products are way above my head. But the other thought that I have is I cannot imagine anybody doing any serious commercial work with a Hubsan drone, just because they naturally have a lot of bugs in them and so forth. And like Ron, you said that, God, it's got the same form factor of controller that they had way back when the original Xeno came out. Now, Mike, I know you do a little bit of commercial mapping and stuff like that. Would you ever consider?
No way. No.
Yeah.
No.
DJ all the way.
Yeah.
Because what would this, if you had issues, what would the support be like?
Right.
And I think, Mike, it's even more important with enterprise drone to have a solid
Definitely.
support system, right?
Sure. I mean, you're depending on your income on that. You promise clients certain items, on deadlines. So you can't afford to have redos.
Yeah.
Now, folks, none of us have flown this thing or tried it, so this is just, thoughts and opinions here or whatever. It could be the greatest enterprise drone ever. We don't know, but
We know.
yeah.
Yeah, we pretty well we pretty well know.
Yeah.
Anyways, let me go into another drone release. Again, this is a big week here. The FIMI Mini 3 camera drone will be released. This is the third generation of the FIMI Mini. Will be released on 4/29/024, and it's already on sale for $299. Regular price $349. Our good friend Richard has already put his order in for the FIMI Mini 3, and I put all the specs down here in the subject here, and I'm not going to read them all off or whatever. It's too much here, but it offers 4K 60 video. It has a Sony half-inch sensor with 48 megapixels for photos,
which is the same as the version 2. That's the same sensor.
Yeah. Of course, that's CMOS. It has AI super night video.
So they up the ISO is what they did. Yeah.
It has 3-axis mechanical gimbal,
which it's always had, of course.
Yeah.
Yep.
9-kilometer video transmission dual band SoLink system.
I believe it when I see it.
250 gram class ultra lightweight design.
So now that would be new, because the former FIMI Minis are, unless you had to buy the Pro battery, which was hard to get it under 250 grams. It was about, I think, 257, 258. But the one feature, Ron, that caught my eye, and let me stop me if I'm stealing your thunder. But the feature that caught my eye was that it will do hyperlapses now. And the other thing I want to caution you about is even the older version, I don't think the processor was often powerful enough to do what it needed to do at 30 frames per second. So now they're claiming 60 frames per second. We'll see if you get a bunch of frame dropping and issues like that with it. So I don't know. I haven't flown it, but I'm just from my experience with the previous versions, those would be my concerns. But the biggest positive to me is the hyperlapse. I think that's pretty cool.
And that's not even in their bullet points here. The next one's USB Type-C fast charging, rapid charging up to 27 watts, and strong wind resistance.
Okay, so this is weird. So I looked at their specs, Ron. It said level 5 wind resistance, which is the same as what the original FIMI Mini had. But now if you look at their specs for the FIMI Mini version 2, it says level 8 wind resistance.
Oh.
So I would presume that's a typo, and they're probably all just level 5, which is about 24 miles an hour.
So we talked about this off air a little bit. So this to you seems to be like a little bit of what we call incremental upgrade. It's slightly better than the previous model.
It's typical FIMI, they just kind of warm them over a little bit, like they've done with the X8 SE. Listen, I don't want to throw it under the bus because of never flown it. It could be, if everything works on it, that's the specs are all there, right?
If everything works.
Well,
Yes.
let me add to that, DeMarco. So day before yesterday, Tanya, well, she didn't win it at the South Florida Drone Meetup. It's kind of a long story. Scott France won Ray Kelly's the original version of the X8 Mini. Scott gave it to Lonnie Brown. Lonnie Brown found out, I think, that he'd have to pay some kind of VAT tax or something on it, duty to get it into Canada. So he gave it to Tanya. And Tanya, we went out and flew it a couple days ago. And you know what? It flew great. It flew great. Had good, stable horizon. Did a perfect precision landing right on the H. So, you know.
Hey,
we talked about this for these FIMIs, though. A lot of them, like, you know, the quality controls out there. That's a good one, but the next one could be no good at all. I mean, it's just like winning the lottery. They're hoping you get one that actually works.
By the time they get to the FIMI 5, it'll be as good as the Mini 2, you know?
Well,
No, it won't, Johnny.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So, you know, I guess there's a market for those drones that are priced about
Absolutely, yeah.
that price range. But you know, just what you said, Johnny.
I mean, what a drone like the FIMI Mini 3 hold hang its hat on is that it has more features than the DJI drones in the same price range. You know, like you just mentioned, hyperlapse, and I'm sure it's got, you know, some other stuff that the DJI drone doesn't have. Now, we don't know if they all work well, but it says it has on the side of the box.
Well, what I'll tell you is often their intelligent flight modes seem to work pretty good. Like their tracking works pretty good, and it does optical tracking where you draw the box around. Works okay. Yeah, most of that stuff works really, really good. Their zoom has never been very good, and it's just a cropping zoom where it's cropping in on the sensor. So there's always been issues with that I've seen on FIMI drones. But you know, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's when we see people that have it, we can make a decision there.
Absolutely. Hey, it could be better. Yeah.
I was going to ask Marcus,
can we lay odds that if it really tip on the 29th? FIMI's notoriously famous for shipping late, right, from their dates.
You know, they've been pinging me a lot on this one. FIMI has, and initially I thought they were going to send me one for a review, but the guy says, "Oh no, we want you to review it, but we're going to give you a substantial discount." So we'll see what that is.
Is that a Amazon drone? I mean, like when you type in drone on Amazon, does that one come up?
You could find it on. They do sell on Amazon, but they have.
No, because like I've wondered all the time. I mean, like they don't advertise. So someone who not like us, how would they even find that drone?
They do advertise.
FIMI sells it on their own website.
Yeah, they on Facebook, you'll see their ads on Facebook.
Yeah, especially if you're an AliExpress customer too, man. You'll get bombarded with FIMI stuff.
Okay, I never see them, so I'm not a customer.
Well, you could be DeMarco.
No.
Yeah, again, I'm not gonna. I want to fly the thing, you know, before I really, because it may be great. We'll have to see. I can tell you that they fly really good. I've been one of the FIMI Minis. They fly pretty good. You get they're fast, and you know it's one of the highest speed mini drones that I've seen.
Yeah, they had a couple FIMIs at the meetup, and some and people like those drones. Some people like them. Hey, fly what you're comfortable with. Absolutely.
Yeah. So you know it's funny.
The FIMI Minis or the FIMI X8s?
X8. Johnny, John
X8,
and I were talking about that today, and what you get with like the FIMI X8 SE, it's a decent flying drone. They fly pretty good, etc. But what you lose is video quality. So you're going to get a camera quality about like maybe even not quite as good as the original Mavic Pro. You know, maybe even not quite that good. So you just, it's not like it's horrible. It's not horrible.
Yeah.
But it's but the thing is, there's a lot of people that the highest video quality is not a thing for them. So there is a market.
And I guess at that $299 price point, that comes in probably right where it should be.
Yeah, or like the X8 SC, the bigger version, those are around $450, $500. Well, I can kind of see the appeal for some people. They get a full featured drone.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm reading John Coopy's comment there.
Yeah, John and I both ordered the FIMI Mini 1, and it was a disaster.
Yeah, Coopy's was horrible.
That's what I say. Other people's weren't great little drones, but the ones we got were no good.
We better put Lauren's comment up right below Coopy's, Ron.
Where's Lauren say?
Got it.
I tell you, he's always dropping these little bombs on us. Always dropping these little bombs. I tell you.
New DJI hardware yesterday.
He did say hardware.
Yeah. That could be a Rowan gimbal or something like that.
Mavic 4.
Yeah, could be a gimbal.
Yeah, maybe the Phantom 5 even.
Oh, how about
Phantom
Spark
5?
2?
You got it.
Spark 2.
Yeah, Spark 2. That's possible. Tell us, Lauren. You can't just drop stuff like that in here.
He knows nothing.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to that's the story to Phoebe. We'll have more information. Richard ordered it, so we'll probably get a review from Richard if it comes in on time. But here's a little more exciting story, guys. A lot of us, not only a lot of us bought the Avata 2, also own one of the latest camera drones, such as the Mini 4 Pro, the Air 3. Well, there was a new firmware update and Fly app update. 1.13.0. I don't know, that's the firmware or the Fly app, but it's for the Mini 4 Pro, the Air 3, to work with the Goggles 3. And now you can use the standard controller, and I mean the standard controller for the Air 3 and Mini 4 Pro, and not have to use the Motion 3 to fly your drones. That's something we've been wanting for quite a while now I don't mind the motion controller to fly the Avata, but I do not want to fly my camera drones with it. So this is actually going to inspire me to actually do this now. Before I would do it one time to test it with the motion, never do it again. Johnny, this is something you've been looking forward to, right?
Yeah, it'd be pretty interesting. Actually, Captain Joe and I are going flying tomorrow, so I think we'll try that.
Get all your updates. Mike, is something you'd be interested in trying out? Using the Goggles 3 with one of your
definitely
with the standard controller.
I'll try it out. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
I haven't been impressed in the past using the goggles with the camera drones, but I'm willing to try it again.
Well, using it with the regular controller, I mean,
yeah, exactly. That'd be different. Yeah.
We're kind of in the same boat, Mike. I mean, I'm often flying in the middle of the day and really bright sunshine, and even with the RC2 and the RC Pro, you don't get all the detail, let alone trying to fly a drone with your iPhone when it starts dimming.
I'm interested in trying it out with an RC. Definitely.
Yeah.
And Marcus, I remember when you used to have your phone used to overheat when you were trying to fly in the middle of the day, and and so on.
Yeah. Yeah. DeMarco, how about you? Is that something that'll interest you?
When I get it finally, yeah. But right now, no. No. I think it's pretty cool that they're finally doing that. I think it's cool. Johnny
already told us he wants.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I'll definitely want to try that. I think it's pretty neat. DeMarco, pay attention.
Yeah, wake up, DeMarco.
No, stop.
Well, remember, he just came from a baseball game. But I think it shows that DJI has been listening to the customers on this. And this is something customers been asking for a year or two. So they've been listening. So that's great that they're doing upgrades that, we've been asking for the last year or two, ever since the, I guess, the Avata 1 came out. So, and this isn't something that's coming. This is here right now. So if you want to do it, just go get everything updated and go fly.
I just did the update, Ron, and so that's kind of one of my thoughts is when I take this guy out to fly, I'll probably take the Mini 4 with me as well and just try that out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Somebody says the RC2 screen goes blank when you use the
It
goggles.
does.
yes, it does. It says that right there. You can't have two screens at once. So once you activate the goggles, yeah, the feed isn't on the screen, but
Gotcha.
they say that. Yeah, that's in the information. So
Interesting. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, let's get right down to what everybody's been waiting for here. Last week, 4/11, Thursday, 4/11, DJI announced a brand new drone, the DJI Avata 2, the long-awaited, successor to the Avata 1. It was leaked. We kind of all knew it was coming. We were ready for it. We had a big launch party that day. You can go back and watch the replay. Bill and Kyle stopped by and gave us he had it for a while, of course. He gave a lot of, firsthand knowledge of it. So, but what the big thing to me was, that it arrived so quickly. A lot of us ordered it, and the DJI was a standard thing. It took, Marcus, I believe you ordered Thursday and came today. So that's kind of standard for DJI. They're consistent. But people that order from Amazon, like Johnnie and I, we got the next day.
What about those that bought it at Best Buy, Ron?
I did mine at Best Buy. I ordered DJI.
Mike, did you went over to your local Best Buy that day, right?
I ordered DJI and I canceled it 10 minutes later when it came online at Best Buy, and I picked it up an hour later, 10 o'clock when they opened.
Now,
Mike, they brought it to the car. I didn't get out of the car.
Did you order online and pick at the store, or did you just go in the store?
No, I ordered online. Wait for me. I had to bring it out to the car.
They brought it out to the car?
Curbside delivery.
Curb service, yeah.
Wow. Now, how close is your local Best Buy?
Well, my closest one is about 2 miles, and they didn't have it. But there's another one 5 miles away, and they had it. So
5 miles, not bad.
Yeah, no.
That was in Dallas, Fort Worth area?
Yeah, this is in Grapevine is where I got the Grapevine one. And they only had like 2 or 3 in stock because I looked at it again, and they said one left.
So Mike, a little different
and
than when you and I were in Austin looking for that Mavic 3.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I looked for the Avata 2 in Stewart. I went to Best Buy in Stewart on Sunday evening.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't have it. They actually had a couple of stamp names in addition to DJI. Several DJI drones there.
Huh. Now, Johnnie, I think the first video I saw, I mean, I'm not counting the influencer guy ahead of time. The first guy that paid his money to get the drone was Captain Joe America. He had that video up almost. I mean, man, if the thing wasn't even like almost the show wasn't over, and Captain Joe America had a video.
He left. He was watching DroneNation, the morning show that we did there, and I tell you what, he had it by noon. So
he picked his up at his local Best Buy too.
He did, yeah.
Over at Manderville.
I'm not sure if he got a Manderville or Slidell, but close right there.
And he was standing. He lives in like apartments or whatever. He was standing in kind of a hallway or whatever, flying around like the little what do you call common area in the apartment thing there.
He put it up. He put it up really quick. He was having trouble actually doing the update on it, but he had to delete the app. But he got it. Hey, and he's loving it. I talked to him today. So,
well, I had another hiccup on mine. I bought mine Best Buy again, and we normally pay 8.25% tax, and evidently they didn't have the algorithm worked. No tax on my Best Buy pickup.
Really?
No tax.
And I get 2% back on my Discover card, so it was better than DJI.
I'm calling.
Mike, my
brother used to be a tax editor.
The state of Texas is watching this show. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna rat you up, Mike.
Well, no, Mike could just declare his income tax next year now. So, I mean, weren't you? I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a drone release that the drone got in the customer's hands so quick.
I'll tell you what, by Friday, I did mine on. Well, I ordered from DJI, and then I decided I actually had a battery for the Air 3. I guess I was thinking of getting an extra. That would happen to be in my cart, so it kind of aggravated me. So I canceled the DJI and ordered on Amazon. I had it by noon Friday, which I think Brad got it. You got it the same day.
I got mine by noon on Friday.
Yeah. So everybody picked them up. There was a lot in people's hands within 24 hours. I would say the majority of the people in the chat who wanted it had it.
The others, you didn't get it, but you're about the only one.
No,
you and John Goopy are about the only 2 people I know that didn't buy it, DeMarco. I'm saying being a little facetious, but I'm telling you,
Technically, I did order. Technically, I did order though, but I canceled my order. So
the point that I wanted to make though is that I'm not sure if I've seen a drone that they've sold as many of on the first out of the gate like this one.
Oh,
I mean,
you
No,
know,
no.
we talked
The
about on the
Mavic,
phone yesterday.
the Air 2.
Like, it's crazy.
yeah, a lot of folks bought the Air 2. I'll tell you,
Yeah.
but this one is really, I don't know. I wonder, DeMarco. You make a good point, but I wonder.
Yeah, I mean, I think Marcus is right. I mean, almost everybody had the Avata 1 upgrade to the 2, and people who didn't have the Avata 1, made that leap this time around. I think I'm going to call it Drone of the Year.
It's got to be good it's got to be good if Lon Denard bought it. He bought it. So
Lon bought one.
Lon bought one, absolutely. Yeah, he sure did.
What
Wow.
man? That's crazy. Did hell freeze over or something?
He's got it in hand.
Yeah. I mean, amazing fast, shipping on it, and the pricing came in. I mean, the rumors of it had low pricing were true. I mean, this is priced much better than the original Avata 1. The kit and whatever. Of course, there was 2 kits. The one kit was, drone, goggles, motion, 1 battery, case, and the other kit was the same, but 3 batteries. It was $200 difference, $999 and $1199.
And Ron, Billy, not that it surprised me that morning he come on our show, but I tell you what, as far as what he said, the DJI Avata 2 can probably be a starter drone for people that even never had a camera drone, and it's very interesting. It is very easy to fly. The goggles are very comfortable. I mean, everything you just said a little while ago, everything that we asked for, I think we got. Now, I'm sure some people will bitch, 3 or 4 months down the line.
Yeah.
But it's quieter. The goggles are comfortable. The SD card is in the right place. The camera is better. So it's a big technological advancement. I mean, it's not a small increase.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up, Johnny. And Ron and I had a conversation this afternoon. Ron, you felt that the flight characteristics are a lot better, correct?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was night and day. I flew today and even still somewhat windy environments at the shore, and it handled much better in the gusty winds. I mean, doesn't really fly any faster per se, but I just thought it handled better in the wind.
It's quicker. I don't know faster, but it's very responsive. Very, very responsive with those 3-blade props.
Yeah.
Especially in the currents.
Can I address one of DeMarco's comments from a previous show where he talked about about the speed wasn't there, it didn't have the top end speed, and and that's true. I don't think there's any fast the other one, DeMarco. But the thing is, unlike the potato, you could fly that 100, 200 feet in the air and just rip that thing or whatever. But the Avata, to me, and everybody's use case is different, but I fly the Avata a lot lower than it. I fly the Avata sometimes 20 feet or less off the ground. And when you're ripping that Avata 20 feet or below off the ground at sport mode, it seems like it's flying like 1,000,000 miles per hour or whatever. So to me, that speed is all relative of how close you are to the ground.
Yeah. I've said this before with the potato. Like when I'm flying at close to the ground, my thumbs are shaking and I'm sweating. It's exhausting. Though.
Yeah. DeMarco, I couldn't even imagine flying a potato as close to the ground as I fly the Avata.
Yeah. I've never flown the Avata though, but I'm guessing that the flight experience is a lot less taxing on you than flying that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, so one more question for you guys that have flown it already, and Johnny, you talked about how Captain Joe flew it in his hallway or something like that. I know one of the reasons that they put those other 2 sensors on there was to make it more reliable for indoor flight. Have you tried that? Any of you?
I have not.
I've not flown it indoors.
I did see a video on somebody's channel. I don't remember, they were in a warehouse type situation, or either coming out of a warehouse or going in. And as soon as it got in low light, it really didn't respond very well. So I don't know. That's something I would have to try. And that's not personally, I just don't think that's a low light capability. FPV drone is really,
I think I think that's something they can fix in firmware though eventually.
Probably,
Like,
yeah.
More to the case, I'm going to ask Johnny and Mike both here. Johnny and Mike, what either one go first? What were your, so far you guys have both had more flights than me. What's your overall opinion of, the flight, the new features, and even the camera? What do you say, Johnny?
Well, the camera seems a lot better, and like I say, as far as the drone, it's so much quieter than the Avata, the original. The SD card is very easily accessible. The Motion 3 controller is actually smaller, but it fits really good in your hand. As far as a pass-through feature, I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I think it's a start to something that may be good, maybe in a version down the line, but it is something.
Question, Johnny. So you just do the double tap? Is that what you did?
Yeah.
I cannot get to work, Johnny. Even I got to work in the house on the table by pushing that wheel on the
button,
side,
yeah.
tap it in. You get to work, but in the field today, I cannot get any of the methods to work. I cannot get that pushing that button to work. I cannot tap it. It just wouldn't come on in the field.
Really?
So what exactly does it do? Does it then put the FPV view of the drone in a little box and then you see out, or is it vice
just
versa?
straight ahead?
Okay.
right. And I don't think I'm going to use that whole. I may use it when I'm first taking off. I can look around and see if anybody's around.
Now, I personally haven't tried the
I like
acro.
that.
I
Beyond that,
know
I
he's
don't
been
think I'll
doing
use
some
it.
flips and stuff. I actually put it in that easy acro yesterday, but maybe I wasn't going fast enough, or I was in between the house here. So tomorrow I'll do some more testing on that. But that seems
Johnny, I couldn't get to work. I couldn't get easy acro to work either.
Really, yeah. So maybe I'm not sure if the forward speed's got to be a little bit faster. Maybe I was flying. You got to be a certain height off the ground too. Yeah,
Johnny, you don't have to have any.
What is that feature, Johnny? So
do
like
without-
the rest of us that don't know, what is that?
easy acro. You can do some left right rolls, and you can do backward and forward flips, and they also have a 180-degree turn real quick, and that's a pretty
you can flip.
So
you can flip it left, right, forward, backwards on the flip on the 180.
Yeah, Captain Joe's been doing it a lot. Captain Joe made a little video of it. So
DeMarco,
I did too.
do you remember that TV show, The Rockford Files? You remember a Rockford Files?
I do remember Rockford with that Trans Am. Yes, sir.
Well, with the Rockford Files turn, that's basically what that 180 is. It goes forward, spins around, and then backwards.
Okay.
And it films the backwards. Exactly. It's a neat feature.
Yeah.
I could see where it could be overused. Definitely any of those features. But
So
I did a little video with all the options.
I was reading Captain Joe's comment there.
Yeah.
You want me to put it up, Ron?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Since it makes the drone more stable, but it seems to limit how close to the ground you can get. And somebody else said something about that. One of the reviewers, I believe. So.
Huh.
And then
What I did notice is I learned the quick way. You need to, when you go to land, you need to take it out of the aerial mode. Otherwise, it won't land. It'll crash. It'll flip.
That's
Really?
a good tip.
Really?
Yeah.
Of course.
It took me twice to realize that.
That's if you can get it working, Mike. If you can't get it working like me, it doesn't matter.
That's true.
Well,
I had
so
no problem
Tom's
with it,
got a
though.
comment here that you cannot be in sport mode. It only works in normal mode.
And
So-
Tom, that could be my problem. I may have had it in sport mode when I was trying to say that could well be my issue.
That's true. But again, that's something they could probably change too in the future. Enough people ask for it.
Well, they want people to get too wild. Mike, give us your impression so far of your first couple test flights. While you're talking here, I'm gonna get one of your flights up on the air. But what do you think is everything as far as flight performance, time, the goggles, fit? Give us everything.
Well, I got to actually fly 3 batteries of it this afternoon, and it's fantastic. I mean, I've tried all the different options with aerials. It has quick turns. I've got to work on the rates. I think Tom had mentioned to me last night to get it to fly faster than 35 miles an hour.
Okay. Yeah.
Change it on that. And I could see where you can use these aerial modes. They could be really overdone. And what I've got in this video is kind of just trying them all out, basically. And flying through the trees. This is a little park here in Katy, Texas.
Okay.
There's a pond out there. I did the flips right over the pond. I went ahead and tried. And
Mike,
Oh, wow. Oh, look at that.
that's the left flip. Then they have the right flip.
Mike, did you see feel anything different about the range, or did you get a little?
Well, I did go to the far end of this pond here. I tried to do it, and it said out of range for aerial version. I didn't realize it was limited.
And, I got the same thing, basically the same spot I get the Avata, of course, with the stick. So maybe when I get the sticks, I was I'm not saying I was disappointed, but I got it at the same exact location. Now, my in fairness, my location is not.
There was one of the
good for Wi-Fi and stuff. So
there was one of the 180 flips there on that one.
Oh, really?
So Johnny, now
that's cool, Mike.
I want to make sure
there's another one.
Clear to understand what Johnny is saying. You're saying that you had range issues. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I just got the low signal warning, and now that's with the Motion 3. So, antennas, I'm sure, are a lot weaker than it would be with the sticks or whatever. So,
well, it's your goggles that are actually talking to the drone.
Well, yes, it is. You're right. Yeah. So,
no, Johnny, I didn't get the low signal. I had the problem when I wanted to do an aerial, when the aerial flips.
That's why I knew you guys were talking about two different things.
So did you get like pixelation or?
Oh, Jesus!
No, it wouldn't do the aerial. It said too far away.
I got you.
Oh. I thought you were going into the drink there.
John Flynn.
I went and tried over the water.
I did.
John Flynn said he got a little broke up, but he was pretty far out. He said so.
But now, Ron, you had an interesting experience today.
Yeah, I mean. Johnny, I flew two different locations, but locations I fly all the time, and I was able to push the Avata 2 out. When I say much further, I can't give you a thing, but it definitely had more signal strength. I could definitely go beyond, not distance per se, but I could get behind more things.
Right,
and I got less interference getting on the other side of buildings and so on. So I see the improvement in the 04.
Well, yeah, and like I say, my location is not great for that. I think on a great spot. I mean, like Marcus and like where Captain Joe and I go tomorrow, I think it'll be just fine. So,
yeah, keep testing out, Mike. What did you? I think the 04 performed better for you, but did you fly in a location where you knew where the dead zones were?
No, I didn't know dead zones in this. I've flown in this park before, but I had no problem with it whatsoever. I mean, it's
Lauren's got a question.
Machine.
Hello, yeah.
Lauren got a question? Get
Lauren's question. Let me put it up.
That would do auto flips. The Tello?
The Tello, yeah.
Hello.
The Spark didn't do flips, did it? It must have been a Tello.
Yeah, it had to be the Tello.
The Spark was too heavy. If it had done a flip, it'd have landed, hit the ground.
Hey, Ron, I'm too bad you took that off too soon. I wanted to see that I Dream of Jeannie clip that they were advertising.
Oh well, we're gonna be broadcasting I Dream of Jeannie after the show here.
I think Marcus wanted it on full screen.
But, we're gonna get Barbara Eden on the next show.
Mike, what do you think about the goggles? The goggles are very
I love the goggles. They're nice, lightweight. Really is. I love the goggles. Yeah, I'm glad to hear they're working with the camera drones now too. I wasn't aware of that.
Okay, we're gonna go through some of the the specs here. Let me roll over here. Where is this? Okay, now here's the Avata 2 and the Avata. Of course, the Avata 2 is $999 compared to $829 for the first Avata. Of course, that's the markdown price. The first Avata was more than that when it came out. I bought it for, like I said, $11.89, but that was a markdown. It was like about $1,300 when it came out. So the Avata 2 has easy acro, and of course the Avata 1 does not. The Avata 2 has a 1/1/3 CMOS ultra wide angle camera sensor, and the Avata 1 had the 1/1.7 CMOS ultra wide. Now the Avata 2 claims to have 4K HDR, 4K 60, where the Avata 1 only have 4K. Mike or Johnny, did you guys see any place to turn HDR on?
I did not.
I did not, no.
I think it's always on, Ron. I think it's just always on.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to get that confirmed, but I did not see any way to turn it on or off. So, yeah, I believe what Marcus said. It's on when it needs to be on, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, the Avata 2 has a 10-bit D-Log color mode, where the Avata 1 had the Cinelite color mode, not 10-bit. So that's a big deal there. The Avata 2 is downward, backwards visual positioning. We talked about that a little bit already. And the first one said it had downward visual positioning, but not backwards. The Avata 2 has real view PIP, which that we talked about that the cameras on the goggles, picture in picture. The Avata 2 is one of Johnny's favorite features, the quick transfer feature, which I tried out tonight, Johnny. It worked.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I hadn't even tried it on the Avata.
Johnny does all his editing on his phone.
I haven't tried it either.
Yeah. You just got to remember to turn off cellular on your phone or it won't work. The Avata 2 has Wi-Fi live feed sharing. So what that means is you can have somebody staying near you. If they have the Fly app downloaded, they can watch, what you're seeing in the goggles on their phone or tablet. So
I did try that yesterday, but I never could. Actually, my phone rang and kind of interrupted me. But tomorrow we'll try that too, Captain Joe.
And the Avata 2 has 23-minute max flight time versus 18 for the first Avata. I did notice, I was getting a longer flight on this. I didn't time it down to 5 minutes, but you definitely felt like I had a longer flight. 13-kilometer max video transmission distance versus 10 kilometers for the first Avata. Okay, we got a 60 megabyte bit rate for the Avata 2 versus 50 for the Avata 1. We have 24 millisecond lowest video transmission latency versus 30 for the Avata. So the lower number is better. And the internal memory on the Avata 2 is 46 versus 20 on the Avata. So
big deal. Yeah, that's a big deal.
You definitely. You could probably run 3 batteries and fill them in 4K 60 and put it all in the internal. So this is some good specs here.
Hey, question here from Bob Casey. So I'm not sure I understand this. So 60 megabits per second, which is what will it blow out others? Why would that blow out others while flying? I'm not sure I understand that.
But that's the bit rate for the internally for the camera. Right. I'm not sure how that's going to affect anything externally.
I don't see it would.
Yeah, I didn't understand.
I saw somebody said they were flying with Dobo today, and I think he said he got when Dobo was in manual, it affected.
He mentioned that, somewhere.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I wasn't.
So this is a big deal, right? Tom, it hasn't even stuck an SD card in it because you can do it internally. You got so much internal storage that you may not need an SD card.
And that's another case of DJI listened to his customers. How many years have we been asking for more internal memory, Marcus?
I agree. That's one of those things.
Which tells you future drones, they're going to have more memory.
Yeah.
Right.
And really, the Avata 1 was an outlier. The 20 megabits that the Avata had was the biggest until now. Because typically, we only get, 8 or 16 on the camera drones.
Well, I think what you love about the drone too is the sound. I tell you what, it is so. It's almost a pleasure to. You don't really. I hate to say that you kind of dread going out and fly to Avata, but man, Avata 2 is. I tell you what, if you just got up and cruised around, unless you got on a drone, you probably no more than a Air 3 or something like that.
Yeah, I just wanted to show Eddie's comment, Ron. That's why I was putting it up there.
Back it up. Yeah.
He's given us an explanation on the bandwidth. So I did not understand that. So in the frequency, he says takes up a lot of bandwidth on the frequency, so it can blow out others. Yeah.
Well, what happens when you get your Battery 3 Pro out there with 100 megabits or better bandwidth, 150?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah. But 50 to 60. I mean, is that great of a difference?
That's a John Coopy, and because I know somebody else has said that too on one of the reviewers. I'm not sure if it was Baldwell or one of those guys. One of the FPV true FPV guys was saying something about that. So
here, let me put up.
Sorry, I was going to do it. I was just machine gunning here through the comments.
Yeah. So Sunrise is telling
Chris,
us. Chris is telling us about the takes up a lot of space, and we know Chris flies a lot of FPV, so he knows.
Yeah, those guys fly a lot together. Marcus and I, we always fly alone, so
right,
it doesn't make much difference.
Wait, so that's saying so what? One other flyer, two other flyers can be out there. I mean, for somebody who doesn't know, I don't know.
Well, Tom had I think they had 3 or 4 of them out there at the same location today, and I see he's in the chat. So yes, it uses more of the frequency channels. I guess keep it.
What Corey Man is saying, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So would they rather have slower bit rate and get lesser video? Or
I don't think that's what anybody's saying, Ron. I
Yeah.
think they're just saying that you got to be mindful of it. I believe.
right. When you're flying in big groups of people,
Right.
I get it.
Lon's got an interesting comment here. Let me throw that up,
no.
Lon. But he says then it should settle down. So
Okay.
because
Yeah.
you know how it'll automatically channel switch till it finds a clear channel.
Yeah, Lauren says agreed. There you go.
Lauren agreed.
There you go.
Only can switch into manual mode. Okay.
Yeah, so that just agrees with that, doesn't it? Yeah, he says.
Well, if Lauren agrees with Lon, it's got to be right.
Yeah. Lauren agrees with Lon, and Tom proves it out right here.
Yeah. So, but it was all Ken's fault when he switched to the manual mode, huh?
That son of a gun.
And guess what? There's no fear of me ever switching to manual mode.
Yeah.
No worries there.
If you fly with Johnny can switch to manual mode.
Yeah, well, Johnny's
going to try
worry,
tomorrow.
not me.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try Captain Joe's in manual mode. He's got the sticks coming in
You got
tomorrow.
the new sticks already? Well, Captain Joe probably has his an hour after they came out or whatever.
No, I think he gets them on the 18th. The sticks actually.
Okay. Yeah. Hey,
does anybody have the sticks? Or well, they're out of stock now.
The influencers have them all.
Yeah.
Johnny or Mike, did you guys take notice? I much preferred the way the Avata 2 took off as opposed to the Avata 1. And what I mean is, you double tap the orange button to start the props up, arm them. I guess that's the proper FPV word. And then you kind of press the hold to have it raised. But now that trigger has that thing in where if you don't pull that trigger past the first thing, the drone just stays put or whatever. You could throw the motion controller down, sit down. It won't go crazy like the first one did or whatever without, deliberately pausing or whatever.
It's got like a little play in it.
So I much prefer the way this drone takes off over the first Avata 1.
Yeah, that's got that little. It's like a little play in it. So yeah, it definitely gives you a little safeguard there.
I'm a big fan of the I'm a big fan of the Motion 3, guys.
Me too.
Ron, what about the goggles? Was it any different for you with your?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked, Johnny. I'm a big fan of the Goggles 3. It was, I had the integrity, so I had to put the diopters in, match my prescription. With this one, I just tuned them in, and I immediately found my setting, and I could see perfectly out of them. What I did in the house, I kind of didn't get them to fit right. I didn't bend that thing at the top. I had that piece that goes across there, and once I bend it into place in the field, I mean, it was perfect. It didn't bother my face at all, nose, anything. I flew 3 batteries. It's like I didn't even know I had the goggles on. It fit so well. Of course, no light leak. I could see better out of those goggles than I could just with naked eye.
Yeah,
and I think
very comfortable.
Morgan C's is going to be better for you just because I think the way they adjust. I know that those little plastic, lens before. So even though they were
diopters,
so it's going to be. I think it'll be more comfortable for you. Absolutely,
Johnny.
I do.
Down below, Johnny.
Oh yeah, I hear.
And also, Marcus, it comes if that head thing doesn't fit you comfortably across here. There's an extra piece inside the box you can add on to make it even thicker.
You got a piece of foam in there.
Yeah. So I didn't need it. It said it fit perfectly, but I mean, I was very happy with the goggles, except I couldn't do the double tapping, but that's probably user error, not goggle error.
Yeah. So as soon as we get done here tonight, I'm going to open it up and get everything updated, do all the updates, etc., and maybe fly tomorrow. But we're supposed to have a really windy day, so I'm not sure.
Don't worry about it, Mark.
So John Coopy, I know Patrick got it or is getting it. So has John tried the goggles? I don't think he's tried them yet.
Well, when John and Patrick have tested out, I want to invite them both to come on the show and give their impressions of the drone, the goggles, and everything. So John, I'll message you tomorrow, John. I said whenever you guys have enough time with it that you feel comfortable talk about it.
Okay, he gets it tomorrow. Yeah, but it's funny that everything I think that pretty well that we asked for, I think DJI delivered in this Avata too. From the SD card to the goggles to the Motion 3, the noise. I mean, it's just the camera.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really a big improvement. So.
John, let me use the old one. They knocked it out of the park.
They did, absolutely.
Yeah, they went around all the bases on this one. I mean, this is the most significant upgrade to a DJI drone in years. We've seen a lot of so-called incremental updates recently, but this one, I mean, you didn't realize how bad the Avata one was until I flew this thing today. And
I don't know.
Go ahead, DeMarco.
No, I was going to say that Air 1 to the Air 2, I wouldn't say the Mini to the Mini 2, that was too close. So, but the Air 1
that was a big jump. Mini 1 to Mini 2 was a big jump also.
Yeah,
huge jump.
Right.
So I was just
so did you, DeMarco? You said the Air 1 to the Air 2 was a big jump too, right? I totally agree.
Yeah.
No, but like that's what they do all the time. They come out with something and sort of like, and then quick
planned obsolescence.
Right. Yeah. They said, oops.
I mean, Marcus, Ron, and I know y'all would agree, like Marcus said, so many people, I mean, every drone before, I don't know if you ask if we had 50, 60, 70 people in the chat, maybe 25%, 10% might have said they'd buying it. But I mean, I would say out of our little group here of a few hundred people or a couple hundred, I mean, they probably sold 150 drones. It's crazy.
Johnny, they should roll up to the South Florida Drone Meetup just to beats with them on the back of a truck.
Well, you ain't lying. They could have out the back of the truck
off that day.
Yeah.
Hey, Johnny, did Captain Ray get one?
Ray did not get one as of yet. I think he will. I think he's gonna.
In the chat, he's talking about going down to Best Buy.
Yeah. Well, Ray, look, Johnny's drone shop. I'm just saying. Hey,
there you go.
Hey, I got a comment here. I'm going to put up. Ron, Tom's got a good point here. So you talked to DJI. Easy acro for sports mode and allow the Avata 2 to fly up to 50 miles an hour. You are my hero, Tom. That speed, that'd be awesome.
That may even get DeMarco to buy it.
That might get DeMarco to buy one. Yeah.
It would.
Yeah. Tell Donovan they got a sale if they can get that done.
Yeah.
So what does it do in acro if it would do 50 in sports? I wonder what if that would do anything to that portion of it.
Well, we don't know.
Yeah, they sold a lot of them, Jim. That's for sure. That is for sure. I mean, it's a home run, and like I said, I never really thought about it. Like I said, when Billy said that, man, it could easily be. What's good about that Motion 3 or the Motion 2, even with a regular Avata, you can get somebody that's never flown a drone and put those goggles on, and you might be a little nervous as the owner of the drone, but hey, they can actually fly that thing with ease. So.
We got big news here, Ron. Hang on.
Breaking news.
I'm going to put it on. Right there, folks.
Ray's going to do it. If DeMarco, if he do it, Ray's going to do it.
DeMarco.
There you go, DeMarco.
That's a pack.
That's a pack. My wallet.
Hey, there's one big word in there, DeMarco, that separates y'all. There'd be retirement would be the key word, right?
Yeah. In about 30 years too.
Johnny, Bill Grace has got a comment for you. I'm going to put it up here.
You guys just made a Avata one useless for sale with it. No, not really, Bill. You know, I sold mine, but hey, you know, Billy, I will say that Billy that morning said, you know, and Ron, I think Ron, you kind of made note of it too. Like we kind of made eyes. Like Billy said, well, just put the Avata up on the shelf and never fly it again.
Yeah,
You know,
he'll never fly it again. Put up,
you know, but hey, but I actually sold mine. I sold a whole kit with 4 batteries and everything. So yeah.
I mean, I'm just kind of joking around here. The Avata one's still a great drone.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's still
Right.
a lot of life left in that drone. You know, so yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, I was just joking.
I flew the original Avata about an hour ago to test everything out and put everything, you know, in the box for sale. And I went through 2 batteries and listen, it's a lot of fun. So
yeah. Yeah.
So Bill, I just want to mention, Bill just got back. Well, he said he was going to go on vacation in Thailand. So I hope you had a good time, Bill.
yeah, there you go. Koopy. I like Koopy. I like Koopy even better now because he said the Avata one is. No, hey, listen. If you can pick up a nice Avata somebody's got, you will be as happy. You'll be very happy with that drone. I mean,
I'll be selling mine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially if you're not if you're more into the flying than the camera. I mean, of all the things, the camera is the biggest. I'm going to say upgrade from the Avata 1 to Avata 2. So if you're mostly a flyer, you don't really particularly care about the camera quality being the best, then the Avata one's fine.
You know, Ron, what I think people do a little bit more with FPV than they don't do with the camera drones. You know, sometimes you just fly. You don't even have to record. You know,
yeah. And
it's a flying experience.
And for those people, the Avata one's fine, I guess.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, unless you live in a
stop right there. You got to send it to Joe Fodolio and have him put those upgraded motors in it, though.
Thank
the
you.
Avata 1 or 2.
The Avata 1.
Yeah. There you go. Because the Avata 1, for somebody like me that lives at a windy location, sure, I was hampered by the wind a little bit, where the Avata 2 does do that. Hey, listen, we're going to be talking about the Avata for weeks and weeks and weeks, right? It's going to be the drone of the year probably. But with a few minutes we have left here, let's shift gears to the South Florida Drone Meetup. Let's kind of revisit the good times we had down there. Now, unfortunately, DeMarco was not able to go this year. You were in a marathon, or your wife was in a marathon. DeMarco was just coaching.
It was a lot of stuff. It was soccer games, baseball games, marathon, colonoscopy. Yeah. It was a lot of
busy week.
Yeah, bye there, Mr. DeMarco.
Hey.
Yeah. Busy week.
DeMarco,
your name never came up. Believe me. I mean,
I am sure.
And when it did, it was in very good conversation.
Hate that guy.
No. We remember we called DeMarco from Dolman Park there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, listen, you guys had a great time. I am sorry I missed it, and hopefully next year we can all, be together again. So
yeah,
right.
And you talking about a meetup.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Come to the pre, and your friend Ken Hoffbauer was there this year, DeMarco.
I heard Kenny was there.
FSU guy.
Yeah.
So,
Freddie was there.
But anyways, let's recap it here. I mean, now Marcus talked about the 3 of us on the top here. We went to the super secret Jupiter drone meetup previously to the big Florida drone meetup, but that's the story for another time here. But the South Florida drone meetup, the usual location, Jensen Beach Causeway. We had the biggest attendance ever this year. Capped the Ray through a number around like 140 people. We're at attendance. The weather is beautiful this year. Sky was blue, no rain. The winds were calm. It was a great event. I'm going to let I'll throw it to Marcus. Give us your impressions of the meetup this year.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. As it always is. Gosh, and it's as much about networking as it is flying the drones. So the day of the meetup itself, yeah, everybody probably gets a flight in or something, but the big deal is just hanging out with your friends and shooting the breeze and talking about all things drone, etc. Yeah. And kudos to people like our friend Johnnie DroneFlyer down here and Captain Ray and everybody on the committee who did a lot of work to make it all run smoothly and work, bringing pizzas and everything else that happened. So that's a big deal, but it was a lot of fun. But to me, almost as much fun as the next day on Sunday, when we all get together at Dolman Park, and that's when we're flying a lot of drones, right? Flying some drones, and boy, we had dinner out at Mulligan's. We had it was all just a lot of getting together with some good people and having a good time. Fellow drone enthusiasts, right? We all have this huge hobby in common, and it's always fun to deal with that.
Mike, what are your impressions?
It's all about the meetup, meeting people. I mean, that's the deal. I mean, to have guys fly over 4,000 miles to it, that's amazing to me. I mean, even to fly 2,000 miles, Marcus. You know. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got to mention Terry Hall's won the award for the person that came the farthest this year.
Almost 4,600 miles. Yeah, from Rojales in Spain. So he did fine. Steve Gardner was very close behind. I think he was about 4,300 miles, roughly, something like that.
Where was Lauren and Lonnie?
Right.
What was their mileage?
Oh, about not much more than me, really. I don't think.
Oh, hop, skip, and jump, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it was great to see him, though. I'm glad they made it.
Oh, absolutely, of course.
Well, Lloyd, you had Lloyd, the grumpy blogger. I mean, you had, I know we met Ronnie Roberts and his wife. God bless. He did the flag. Of course, Bob Casey had donated. I mean, some of the prizes and some of the, I mean, it really couldn't have went any better. You know, if you'd have, you know, put perfect weather, the wind was great. The friendships was, I mean, the drones are like way down the list of the biggest events of the meetup.
Exactly.
It's like, it would probably be last itself, you know, just getting together, meeting everybody. Hey, we had some great times at the hotel there, and yeah, it was fun.
It's also
I am wearing the official T-shirt of the South Florida Drone Meetup or whatever. This is the limited edition. I don't know if Ray has any left. We may have to contact him, but
well, this is the official shirt of the pre-meetup.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. Oh, and I see in the chat here, Bill Thomas and Coast Drone Therapy is returning to his usual time slot this Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're back for another round of shows here. So don't forget the market counters down. Johnny, update the drone schedule.
Hey,
I think it's still on there, and of course, no Fly for Fun show this week. It'll be next week, and we have who do we have? Oh, Jack from Half Chrome. So,
hey, I want to shout out before we forget, Bill Ronayne, putting on the Friday meet and greet at Sticks. Thank you, Bill.
And of course, Bill had issues this year because his video got taken down because of the music that was performed. The musician performed some Beatles and Simon Garfunkel and some well-known acts, and they had to take the video down. I don't know whether he ever got it back up again or not.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
It's back up. Yeah. Bill. The people look forward to that. I think he streamed 9.5 hours, and Bill, man, he went and picked up the pizzas. Bill did a lot of stuff. Bill was, the meetup, the meet and greet that Friday night. I mean, Sticks put some. They had food in the corner.
They spread out. Yeah,
it looked like a little mini wedding reception. I mean, they had some great food. So
right.
Yeah, Bill Renee's kind of the MVP of the weekend, huh?
I'll tell you, he worked hard. He did
a lot of stuff, right?
He
I wanted to point out Gary. He had some struggles getting to the meetup, but he and his wife made it. And thank you, Gary. We always enjoy your company.
Yeah. Good to see Gary. I mean, I got to meet a lot of people I've never met before. I got to meet Lauren and Lonnie, who we have never met before in person. Steve Gardner and Terry Hall never met before in person. Tanya Gale, another one who kind of hung out with us, never met. So I got to meet a whole bunch of people that I never met before in person. So that was a good thing.
Yeah,
totally agree. Yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
you mentioned Lloyd the grumpy vlogger, another person I've known for years. Got to meet in person.
Yeah.
Hey, I just thought of something. Scott France is going to have to put Tanya on next year's poster, isn't he?
Yeah, he sure is.
He is, exactly.
He's going to be a busy man this winter.
Hey, and Scott even got a little text from the state of Florida he had to pay his tolls. I didn't get any yet, so he texted me a while ago.
He didn't pay his tolls?
Well, I stayed right on his following his truck, so maybe they didn't catch my license plate.
Here's the Avata flying FPV around the room here.
Hey, so let me ask you, Johnny, those tolls. So my rental car, I paid, I don't know, I think it was $100
Yeah.
to have the tolls all paid for it.
Oh wow, that's high because it was only $12.
Well, but I went up and down the turnpike a couple of times.
Well,
And-
we went all the way. So
Did you?
and back. I mean,
Every
I haven't got my
looked
bill
at
yet.
the signs, it said, $5 to go this far, and I don't know. I was kind of trying to add
now,
up.
last year I never did get one, and neither did Scott. But and my daughter now just went to Disney World a few months ago, and they got it about a week later. So I haven't got mine yet. But anyway,
I avoided all the toll booths or whatever. I didn't pay.
How do you do that?
Not
anyway,
many toll booths in Jupiter.
in Jupiter
No,
itself.
I mostly stayed on the Dixie Route 1 and Dixie Highway, and it doesn't have any tolls.
Yeah.
Hey, back to a little bit of an inside, more of a drone show here, the toll show. This is the battery hub for the Avata 2, and this has a feature that was previously on the DJI Air 3. You could put 3 batteries in a partially charged. You can hit this button down here below, and it'll take the charge and put it all in the battery that has the most charge. And this, you can do that out in the field, so you can possibly get in the flight in with a leftover charge on the other battery. So, I mean, I think Mark's talking over there. That's especially good for FPVers. You know,
and Ron, one thing we didn't mention was about the pointer. You use with the Motion 3, so that's pretty convenient in your goggles. Where I mean, you could press the buttons pretty easily, but it's pretty easy.
It takes a little practice with that pointer, but it is good.
It does, yeah, it does. And all you do is pull that half click a little bit, and it sets it right there. So,
Marcus, did you know about the pointer?
Well, you know how I do. One of the most comprehensive beginner's guides is our friend Sean over at Air Photography.
He did a great job,
very clearly.
Yeah.
And he also pointed out to me, Ron, what you were describing with the Motion 3 controller. I think that's huge. Previously, if you wanted to lock the drone in place while you were doing something with your other hand, and you didn't want to spin the controller, so you'd have to hit the button. Well, now you have to pull the trigger into the first click before it's active. So if you just let go of the trigger, the drone is just hovering in place.
Yeah, takeoff is much easier.
Another safety feature. Yep.
Yeah, that's a great feature. Yeah.
Hey, one other thing we talked about, Marcus, I don't see if Mike and John know that the satellites come in much faster, and I get much more satellites than I did on the Avata 1. Now I know that can all depend on where you live, in the country. So you guys are different parts of the country but here on the East Coast, the Avata was my slowest drone for getting satellites in, and really never got a whole bunch of them. But this one's much improved, the Avata 2.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with that. So.
Yeah, it's all based on where you live, but for me, much better. So, yeah.
So Marcus, you gonna get everything charged and updated tonight, and
That's my plan, and then hopefully tomorrow, if it's not just crazy windy, I'll get her out and give her a fly.
Well,
get it registered.
Maybe.
What's that?
Yes, of course I will, Mike.
Yeah.
It's so easy, really, for people that it's
is.
just super easy. So I mean, why wouldn't you?
Marcus, does the Avata 2 have remote ID, standard remote ID?
Yes.
I assume that it does.
Okay.
Yes.
Because
Okay.
DJI said that everything over 250 grams would have it. So
Standard remote ID.
Well, there's Drone Zone took it, accepted by
Yeah.
serial number. So.
Yeah.
Good. Hey, I do want to do a quick promo here. We've got a new show on the DroneNation network here. Not a live show, recorded show. It's called, right now it's called DroneNation Meets Drone Seekers. And it's a video. So far, we've got 2 episodes up. And these episodes, a lot of them feature me, Marcus, and Mike, and also Steve and Terry Hall's in it. And we're kind of on the Intercoastal Waterway behind the hotel, and we're at the Jupiter Yacht Club. And then Ray Kelly makes he makes an appearance in the second episode.
So part 3, are we going to see Lonnie and Lauren in it?
I'm glad you said that. In the
Don't give it
preview,
up.
it's still in the editing process, but
Okay.
you will see the Canadians enter the fray in part 3, where we go over to Carlin Park.
Yeah, and the dive bar.
Well, the dive bar was in part 2.
Well, that's true, but
Now, what I don't have, Mike, is I don't have any of that footage from when we got kicked off the beach at Juneau
Oh,
fishing
yeah,
pier.
yeah.
No, we never took off. You know,
Yeah,
we all had
I don't even have
Marcus
any
had a
B-roll.
landing
I don't
pad.
have any footage from that.
Yep.
We got, if people don't know, we took a big group to the Juneau fishing pier and got busted by the park ranger.
Well, yeah, sheriff, but we had a policeman of our own to commiserate with him, so everything turned out fine.
And of course, a lot of people blame Marcus for putting that landing pad down.
That did it.
No.
But we'll get back there again. The secret of the Juneau fishing pier, I've flown there many times. Get there early before the park rangers are up. One time I flew in the morning with Captain Ray and TJ and Steve. What's Captain Ray's friend Steve's last name? Steve Barnett.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
no, Steve Garnett. Yeah,
Barnett.
So, and I've flown there on my own, but every time I've always flown there at sunrise. So we'll make it there, and you know, and the thing is, you know, people like to fly in a large group, but a whole bunch of middle-aged men start walking on the beach carrying a bunch of gear. It just kind of draws attention. You know,
Ron, it's a good point. Y'all did that, and that was I watched the first, but you know, I will say if anybody got any pictures, I know Lauren's been putting some great pictures. If you shot pictures, hey, put them on a pages and show your pictures. You know, people love to see those.
Yeah, I've got pictures too, but I'm so busy with this series. I mean, this is a hot series, Johnny. I mean, Netflix is, I think, interested in picking it up or whatever.
Wow.
Mean, the numbers are terrific. Mike, you've seen the episodes, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've seen both of them.
Can I get an advertisement on that show?
Pretty good, right?
I want to get a commercial done for the show.
Hopefully, like you mentioned my name, though, so I get some royalties out of it. Yeah, just one name mention.
DeMarco's Pest Control should advertise on that.
We forgot all about you, DeMarco. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
We didn't forget about DeMarco.
He probably gets mentioned in a later episode or whatever. There's a lot more to come. Yeah. I shot video from Wednesday. You know, the first day we were all there on Wednesday. I arrived Tuesday, but my first whole day there was Wednesday. And I shot video from Wednesday all the way through the day after the meetup. We had another kind of. A lot of you guys have left, but there was another secret mini meetup at Flagler Park with, Lonnie, Lauren,
Steve
Gardner, Terry Halls, Alex Escardo, and me. So there's probably even footage from that kind of the last event there, you know, the last flight. And that's a good story. We're going to have to get maybe Lauren and Lonnie on to talk about it. Sunday night, now Marcus and Tanya were involved in this. After eating dinner at the Outback, we went to Flagler Park, and we all went to fly our drones. Now, Lauren, of course, he's on top of things. He knew that it wasn't Class G, that we'd have to get, Lanker and Lance permission to take off. So we knew that going in. But what thwarted us more than that was it was a geozone there, DJI geozone, and not even Lauren could get unlocked that night. So we all went back to the hotel with no footage.
We were all able to unlock to get Lance approval for 100 feet, which was all we needed.
Feet, yeah, because it's in the 5-mile race to the airport.
Right. But none of us could unlock our drones, which is so frustrating.
But the next day, well, I even at the hotel in the morning, Lauren was working on feverishly in the lobby there, and he figured out the unlocking, and we went back that next day. I want to have Lauren on because I want to go through the whole thing of the obstacles we came up against that night before and whatever, and how we overcame those obstacles the next day, because I think it's important. I mean, the people in the chat are going to say, "Oh, well, you can unlock geozones from home or whatever you can get out," and that is good if you're probably a Part 107, you're doing pre-planned work. But we were running gun that night. We didn't know where we were going to up early in the day.
Spur of the moment, absolutely.
Yeah, run and gun. So that doesn't work. And then here's another thing too, Marcus. And again, I'm going to save this for the big conversation, so I'm going to stop talking about that now. But anyhow, there's a lot of footage coming from the DroneNation Drone Seekers show.
Hey,
DeMarco, you were not totally forgotten. Somebody had brought several bags for your nuts.
They did too.
Almond, thank you. Almonds. I heard about that.
I don't know who did that, but somebody did.
Yeah.
Hey, is it
I've heard.
DeMarco, is it true that next year your exterminating company is going to be the prime sponsor of the South Florida Drone Meetup?
No. It's not
I
true.
just thought I'd ask.
And he's got competition because Tony, what's Tony's last name? He's exterminator too.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah.
Sonerski, Tony Sonerski.
Yeah.
Back there. Yeah.
He always parks his truck right there. Yeah.
Well, he does a lot. He does a lot with the music. He provides a lot of the musical equipment. Now
The
we
generator.
we didn't have Dennis Lovelady was in China this year, so we didn't have any. He wasn't the usual music provider. Ray brought in. So I didn't catch the gentleman's names before this year, but it's usually Dennis.
Yeah,
when he's not in China.
Brad brought the Albans. I just wanted to point that out.
Brad did?
Oh, Brad did. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you, Brad.
And one thing I want to say, I know you guys, you three, I know y'all went early, and guys, if y'all coming to South Florida Drone Meetup, maybe, I know it's all about time and money, but if you can get in a day earlier and maybe stay a day longer, it's definitely, it's fun to enjoy that time. If you get in there like Friday and rush and go to Meetup, but those extra days, I know Sunday is really of course we got to fly Friday and that was fun too, so that Sunday is a great day to fly also.
So to your point, Johnny, Ron and I have been talking about that quite a bit, and we're serious about a meetup being at in Jupiter there, even 3 or 4 days before.
Right.
And we found a hotel that's not much more than the Hampton with the discount.
Pretty reasonable. It's a good location.
Right.
And
much better location than the Hampton and Stewart. You're near all. You're only like you guys got to see Du Bois Park, Johnny, when you came down that morning. Yeah. Whatever. 5 minutes from Du Bois Park.
Yeah, that's a great location.
I've always wanted to see Peanut Island, Ron. I've never seen Peanut Island. Maybe Captain Ray will take me there.
He Captain Ray doesn't have his boat anymore, but
he sold his boat.
We could ride the slow boat out. The
water taxi. Water taxi.
Well, we don't take the water taxi out. We'll get out there. That's kind of a half-day thing. That'll be a big field trip. But Mike, you in for a field trip out to Peanut?
Sure. In fact, Marcus, you'll be able to see Mar-a-Lago from there.
Too bad. What's he talking about?
Johnny couldn't make it to the meetup.
What is Lon talking about?
And Johnny, I talk about future episodes coming. There's an episode where I'm flying the what's the drone with only 2 arms?
Oh, the V-copter. Marcus.
There's an episode come up where I'm flying a V-copter.
Yeah. Hey, that's cool. I like the V-copter.
Looks like it looks interesting.
It does.
So, Marco, did you get to fly the V-copter yet?
Johnny keeps that V-copter far away from me.
I flew it last year. I flew it at spin up.
Okay.
V-copter's been around now.
Johnny got to get the V-copter 2 pretty soon.
Yeah.
There'll be another V-copter. I don't know.
Goggles too.
Yeah. Goggles for the V-copter. There you go. That was too. I'm just reading some of the comments here. Yeah,
props. I probably was in sport mode. So it was probably all my fault that I couldn't get the easy acro working. I got good weather tomorrow, so I'll try it again in normal. Make sure I'm in normal mode.
I might have to try that again. I don't know. I'll try it again.
I had no problem on it.
So I'll get Captain Joe to give me lessons.
Yeah. You got Captain Joe.
So here's the way I look at easy acro. All the real FPV guys spend hours and hours in simulators and flying their drones, learning how to do those flippy floppy acro modes and so forth. Hey, we get the Avata too. We just press a button. Nothing to it.
Yeah.
And they say there could be more of those modes added over time.
Yeah, there could very well be. Yeah, firmware updates, baby. I'm all for it.
Exactly. All kinds of options.
Yeah, the word is within maybe 30 days, you might be able to fly your original Avata with the goggles 3. So that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, hey, let's
also remember that the sticks, the FPV controller 2 sticks will work with the Avata 2. Now you won't get the the 04 or whatever, but they still could work. Hey, Captain Ray, he's got those secret spots. He's also got these secret cookies, these Madeline cookies, whatever. They're kind of like shortbread cookies Them things are good.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey guys, if you think about some of the reviewers that got the Avata 2, though, you know, like Bardwell and some of those big guys that are all FPV, I think it was more about them getting those goggles in their hands. And because, you know, the more O3 air units they sell and people even build their drones, those goggles are going to be very popular.
yeah, they are. I think so. I think they will too.
Yeah, there you go, Marcus. You can do all that stuff.
Yeah. Joe giving me a hard time.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll be fine. Well, our videos look as good as Joe's pretty soon.
Yeah.
Don't drop the MC3. No, well, yeah, if you drop it, I can experience breaking a controller, you know.
Oh, we forgot one thing on the notes here, and Lon makes a good point with the 360 camera. Tomorrow, I don't think they have a time. It could be 9 a.m. It may be later in the day, but Insta360 is releasing a new product tomorrow. And what are they saying in teaser here? I wrote this down here someplace here, but I've already lost what I
think Bob Dempsey said he's going to get to see it live tomorrow.
Okay. Anyhow, they promised 8K video for the first time, whatever. And we think it's going to be the X4, but they don't say that for sure. But they're definitely releasing something tomorrow. Whatever it's going to be, it's going to have 8K video. So if you're into 360 stuff, you may want to go over to Insta360 tomorrow and check out what they're releasing. The rumor mill says an X4, but I haven't confirmed that with any of my my sources. So, and there's that. And they did a big upgrade to the Insta360 app for the desktop, where you actually can combine different clips on the timeline. It used to be you had to edit a clip and then move it to something like Final Cut or the Adobe product, and then do the final edit over there. But they've improved their thing where their desktop editing app, where you can just do everything in their app. You don't have to source it out to another high-end editor. And that's going to help tremendously with the workflow. So, listen, I think we covered kind of all the stories here tonight. Anybody in the panel, do you have anything that we forgot to bring up or you wanted to mention, or did I forget anything on the Avata 2?
I
think you covered it.
Yeah, we covered it.
I did hear the 360 is supposed to be going for $449.
Yeah, I've heard 530, but that's probably some, the European conversion, the price. Now, just one thing I know, of course, Mark's hadn't got to fly, hasn't DeMarco didn't order it. Johnny and Mike Ray, any buyers or remorse about getting the Avata 2, or you guys are perfectly happy with what you've seen so far?
No, not at all.
I do want to point out that guy right there, when we were in Florida, was telling me, "Oh no, my Avata 1 is great. I don't need the Avata 2."
Did take long, did it? Did take long.
Yeah.
Hey, we can all eat crow a little bit. Imagine that DroneNation did a show on FPV drones. So
the FPV edition. Yeah.
Go back a few years ago, man. We all said we
Hubsan Zeno to this.
Yeah.
I know a guy that said he wasn't going to buy a drone in 2024 too. So
trouble
on already.
I said a camera drone. This isn't a camera.
I didn't mention your name, Johnny.
and you know what they say? Never say never.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, I'm not, no lie.
And Mike, Mike, you've owned all the DJI FPV drones, haven't you? You've owned the Potato, the Avata 1, and Avata 2 now.
And I got the Potato. I'm ready to sell, as well as the Avata.
Marcus, will this Avata 2 hurt future camera drone sales? Could it hurt a Mavic 4 type or totally different?
Definitely not a Mavic, but I can see how somebody would pick this over a Mini 4, maybe.
Yeah.
Marcus, we had this conversation today. Say if you took the Avata 2 out and you saw something that you wanted to get some footage of, but you wanted to get camera drone footage, you could put the Avata 2 in horizon mode and get what looks like camera drone footage. And the camera quality of the Avata 2 is so good now, it probably equals the Mini 4 Pro or betters it. So you could actually get better a camera drone look being in horizon mode than you could with the Mini 4 Pro.
Yeah. Hey.
So it could.
I have not flown it in the horizon mode though yet, so I need to try that.
Now they say that you don't see it in the camera when you put in rise mode, when you're flying it, it's still going all over the place like this. But when you output the video on your computer, it'll just be perfectly flat. So it'll kind of throws you off there. Hey, did we ever get the answer for Lauren's quiz question yet?
Yeah, Tello, Rise Tello.
What did it tell?
Tello, yeah.
Okay, good.
All right, you did your updates for the Air 3 and the Mavic 4. You saw the position hold instead of normal mode, right? Y'all saw? Did y'all check it out?
But then again, the Tello wasn't DJI; it was just DJI software.
Was Rise, yeah. Hey, but P mode, Johnny, just to kind of update you, that's what DJI in the old days always called normal mode.
Yeah.
Like the Phantom always had P mode.
Yeah, position mode. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's I think we cover a lot of ground tonight on the and we'll be talking about the Avata 2 for weeks now. Marcus will have hopefully he's got some flight time under his belt by next week's show, and I know DeMarco's still got his hand hovering over that buy button or whatever.
They have some flight time in too. You never know.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of Avatas for sale. Hey, that's for sure.
Yeah. Don't go pay retail for the Avata 1 right now. There's a lot of deals out there.
Yeah, but you know what? It seems like people are getting a fair amount of money for them. I mean, I mean, it's not like you're seeing them that get sold for $500 or something.
No. Especially most of us had 3 or 4 batteries. I mean, you got ND filters, and so yeah, there's a lot of
people are getting pretty good deals, really. I mean, because they get the whole extra batteries and all that. Yeah.
I still got a brand new Avata in the box that I had. So, if I can fly with the goggles free, I may just hang on to it. Of course, I know when will I fly it and that, but hey, it's good to have.
Yeah.
And, we keep trying to exit the show here, but what do you guys think of the case that DJI sent with the Avata 2?
I like it.
I like it. I do. I may not get a hard case.
It's the best case of a DJI drone that I've ever seen. No, I don't know. I haven't pulled it out of the box yet.
Johnny,
the only negative might be if you got the sticks, you wouldn't have a place for that.
Oh,
so,
that's true.
That's
very true.
But hey, you'll see. We'll see how that works out. The hard cases will be coming. I mean, there'll be a lot of makers of those.
Right. But for right now, I mean, when I had the Avata 1 before I got my case, I was just, if I was taking a place, to just sit in the back of the car. Where now, I mean, this case is perfectly fine until I get a hard case, and I may not even need a hard case this time.
But it's amazing what they did with the price, though. To give you a case, they got 3 batteries. The price actually came down. I mean, you got SD, you got storage on board. I mean, I'm not saying SD cards are not very expensive at all, but it's just we've always kind of griped over the last few drones about price going up, but this actually came down a little bit in price.
Yeah, I guess.
And there's room for a couple more batteries too, I believe, in the case.
Yeah,
there is. So inflation's finally maybe come down a little bit, Johnny.
Yeah.
Hey. Leslie Jones. But no, I mean, I hate to say it because this is only the middle of April, but this could be the drone of the year already.
Ooh, good one, Ron.
This could be early.
It's even cheaper if you didn't pay tax. I'm just saying. I don't know anybody that didn't pay tax, but
so what if they came out with a what do they call a smaller version of an FPV drone?
That Avata Mini.
What do they call those, Johnny?
A little tiny whoops.
Tiny whoop. Yeah. What if DJI came out with a?
I don't know.
I heard a guy say, "Just imagine." That's all I'm going to say.
I don't.
Imagine.
Yeah, just imagine if they did come out with something like that.
Yeah, just imagine.
Hey, all I can say is imagine it. It could happen. There wasn't any tariffs about it too.
And it won't be called an Avata. It'll be a different line. No doubt.
The Avata is still, Now, people, hey, if you got the Avata, listen, it's a great drone, as is the Air 2S and the Air 3. That's always so. Hey, there's a lot of great drones out there to fly, and just have fun with what you got.
Hey, Tom's saying that the 4K 60 is automatically HDR, which we kind of we thought. So there you go. All right, folks. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. I hope we answered a lot of questions about the Avata 2 for you. There's plenty of videos out there. All the big influencers have videos. but
You're
now
not lying.
even the guys that paid for the drones are getting their videos up there now. So you know, go out, look around, you know, see what you know, see the videos you like or whatever. Who's produced the content? I'm sure some people already have some good cinematic stuff up there. Eddie's saying the 46 gigs internal is a game changer. So there's almost nothing not to like about this drone.
Not really.
I don't know anything I don't like about it.
Yeah, I mean, we usually come on. We always complain about the new drones. It doesn't have this, doesn't have that. This, I got no complaints so far.
Yeah, it's even got the little camera, you know, protector on the side. You don't have to even order that little $15 part. You know, so it's got a lot of besides maybe throwing an ND filter on there if you want. I mean, there's really not a lot of extras you got to buy for the drone.
And the gimbal,
maybe the bumper. You know, Ken's mine's been shipped already.
Okay.
Shipped it yesterday.
Even the gimbal guard works real well, Johnny.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What about Bill Bill Ronayne? Bill, are you getting it? Bill hadn't bought a drone in a while. He's got
Does Bill fly the Avata 1?
Good night, guys. I'm out.
All right, Marcus.
We've been on for an hour and a half.
Yeah, we're going overtime. Good night.
Night.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Get
Good
out
night.
there and fly.
We'll see you next week. And don't forget to fly. Don't forget to fly for Fun Show Wednesday night at
next Wednesday.
7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, next Wednesday.
Not this Wednesday. Next Wednesday. Yeah. Okay. And what about the drones and coffee?
Next Sunday morning. Every Sunday morning, right after Mr. Chris Hope.
Right. And I actually got to make an appearance on them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you were live
on drones and coffee while we were in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Good night, folks. Everybody, enjoy their week, and you know, get out there and fly safe. Fly him if you got him. Yeah, and he's back. He's back, and we're going.